Broadcasting live from upstate New York, a technology talk show that puts you and your questions first. It's Tech Talk Live.
Yeah, baby, it's Tech Talk Live, coming to you live from upstate New York. I am Flipper.
I am Snide.
And I'm JJ.
How you like that?
How's that intro?
I think that's great. That's bloody great. I love it.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Tech Talk Live, first thing Saturday morning. Well, actually, it's not first thing. It's like last thing Saturday morning.
Yeah,
really.
last thing.
Right.
Noon is coming. Let's see.
Anyway, we are a call-in technology talk show broadcasting live from upstate New York.
Yep, live
Give us
right
a
now.
call. Right,
Yeah.
right. Give us a call, 315-220-0692, or
Check us out on the web or give us an email at techtalkliveny@gmail.com.
Or you can get us on Facebook. You know, look at that. Facebook.com, Tech Talk Live.
Like us.
Yeah, make sure you do like us.
because we like you.
Let's
We do
see.
like you. We love our listeners.
Yes, we
Yeah,
do.
and my listeners asked me if we were going to do any more on Popinator. Wanting to know how much.
Popinator.
Yeah,
No, we're
wanted
not
to know
going
how
back
much.
there.
Wanted to know how much and all that, and I says, I don't know. I says, too bad we couldn't get the Popinator here to give it a demo. You know,
Right, that
Right,
would be
exactly.
funny. Man, sit here every time we're on the mics and we say pop. And,
Pop,
Ah,
yeah.
I got it. I got it. Oh,
My turn,
over.
my turn.
But
Holy
I
cow.
guess the show is going to revolve around a little 3D printing this time or this week. I've done a little research, but I've been working on my
Rental property.
rental property, and it kind of hasn't worked out for me because I've been working long hours.
Yeah.
So, in the evening, by that time, I'm tired and I have to take a break.
Yes, to take a siesta.
So,
Yeah, well, he's always on siesta. What are you
Oh.
smoking?
but anyway, I did a little research on the 3D printing, which is very, very interesting. What I did review.
I was gonna
How much
say.
did you review?
About 3D printing. I know a lot
Yeah.
about 3D printing, to be perfectly honest. But I also have some other topics. I have...
Well, just in case we run out of that, because it's only going to be a short period of time with 3D printing, unless you really want to get elaborate with it.
All I know is I don't have my 3D glasses. That's all.
Yeah.
What?
I left them home.
Yeah, we need 3D glasses to see 3D printing. So do you want me to introduce that and we'll go right into it? And then...
We might as well go into it, and then we'll go into it and get right back out of it.
Yeah, because I mean the
it's-
other two things I got is I got a list of a few programs that I really like for utilities for Windows that I can't live without, that I think a lot of people could use if they just learn them, and be helpful with them. And then I've got the thing on California illegalizing businesses from asking for your password for Facebook. So that's kind of nice. Yeah,
Very good.
Is it a scam or is it actual?
it's actual.
Because a lot of the stuff scamming, they want passwords and they want this and that and the other.
Well,
And it comes down to a scam.
Anyway, we'll discuss it later.
Yeah, we will. Okay.
Hi, buddy.
Hey, doing.
Boing, yeah. Oh,
Hi.
I lost my
There's
3D.
Oscar.
Oscar.
I lost my 3D printer. Here it is.
All
Very
right.
good.
Well, I can introduce it. I can start talking about
Right.
it a little bit if you want.
Well, I'm bringing it up, so
Okay. Well, you get that up.
yeah, that don't sound good. But anyway,
Right. Anyway, 3D printing. One of the... I know, get right in the...
boy, I got something that's humming.
He had a few words.
Just to say, right? Right, Az?
Exactly.
He just wants to be with everybody.
Yes.
He is a good lover kitty. I love... what a good kitty he is.
He's a great mascot.
So what we're going to do is we're going to 3D print Oscar someday.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah.
So the whole point behind 3D printing, or what happens with 3D printing, is it's fairly new technology as far as being available to the consumer.
I got something running across my face.
I see that. I see that. It's like, whoop! Hey, look, there's a tail. Bye, Os. But yeah, I mean, 3D printing basically is recently released to the consumer to actually take and you build a 3D model and make it in a program, whether it be Google SketchUp or a CAD program or some other program or whatever the case may be. And you can upload these CAD files to this, one of these 3D printing sites like, I had it on tip of my tongue and I lost it. But anyway, there's several 3D printing sites.
It ain't on my tongue
They just
anymore.
run like
Right.
iMaterialize type deals.
What's that?
iMaterialize is one of the websites.
Okay, so there you go.
Right.
There's one. I'm trying to think of that one that I was going to use, but it was it doesn't matter. There's a bunch of sites out there, really. And what this does is it gives you... Why? Who's over there? Is he? Oh, okay.
Oh, buddy.
Boy,
So-
that cat's causing more problems.
I know.
Tail and
Forget
papers in front of the camera.
difficulties. Yeah, forget technical difficulties. We're just having difficulties in general. But anyway, the 3D printing idea is basically you can send these CAD files in, you make up the three-dimensional drawing of it and make it to size and so on and so forth. And then you basically then can have this 3D printer make it out of several different types of materials and several different types of colors. Can't really mix and match colors as in, as it draws it three-dimensionally. Yeah. You can have like your eyes blue and your bust. You pick one color like white or silver or whatever. And they can do this in high-impact plastic. They can do this in a soft plastic, and they can also do this in a plastic-metal alloy mix, which I was quite in. The attack of the cat!
Hi.
Holy cow! We gotta.
How are you?
We're gonna send you upstairs and lock you in a room or something here in a minute.
But I was reading about Jay Leno.
Yeah.
He has cars. Lots and lots of cars. How many cars has Jay Leno got? Call us and tell us. Call in and tell us at 315-220-0692.
That's not a segue at all, is it?
No.
Yeah, okay. He's just like.
But anyway, he has lots of cars and a lot of the obsolete parts.
The kitty whisperer.
So
Right.
when he needs to replace these parts, he skips the air-prone mechanic or machinist, whatever you want to call him, and goes to a rapid prototype 3D printer.
Yeah.
Simply scans and prints and repeats.
Yeah.
So he puts all this in, and look at the money he saves. But if you got money like Jay Leno, you don't need to worry about it anyway.
Right. Well, one of the big things that the 3D printers are really providing for a lot of people, like in the technology industry at least, like saying the Raspberry Pi. Remember we were talking about the Raspberry Pi, the little tiny computer that's only about the size of a credit card, has everything on it, a 1 gigahertz processor, I think 1 gig of memory, and it's got storage is whatever you get for a flash card or whatever.
Now look at
An
these
SD card.
Now look at these new heart pumps they got. Not getting back to the heart, but these heart pumps they got, they done it on these 3D printers. From what I read, made these heart pumps so much smaller than what they were originally. They were big things.
Yeah, because they were so because the 3D printer can get down to so many parts per thousand. So you can literally draw something in millimeters now. But
50,000 points per second of density and 160,000 dots of let me see where it is. Dots per inch. Yeah.
Right. So that's parts per thousand.
Yeah.
So. So really, by the end of the day, you can make a lot of different things. Like saying if you break your, if everybody looks at Snide, like
I broke my nose,
like we really wanted to look at Snide, right? No, but if you look at your headphones and like saying this piece up here breaks, you take the other one off and you figure out the dimensions or scan it in if you got a scanner or something. And figure out the dimensions and draw it in your favorite program, you could actually go to the 3D printer and have them make the actual part.
Right.
And then put it back on, and away you go, you know? So
because this is done in plastic and wire form with plastic injection. I don't know how they do it, but anyway,
it's not wire form.
They said something about wire, if I remember here.
You can put... certain companies will put like certain types of wire forming in there for you if they're building it, but it's not something that goes directly in as a printer.
Right. Well, I was reading it, and that kind of stuck in my mind.
Yeah.
Maybe I misread it.
But they do have another technology where they can do the plastic plus like a small little.
Hi.
Did it pull your ears off?
He did.
So anyway.
Where's my kitty taser?
Nah. No animals are.
But anyway, the wire form and stuff to go into that.
No, but JJ's ear was ripped off.
Right.
Well, we can 3D print a new one for him.
Yeah,
There you
right. Well, the big thing with the 3D printer in my mind is like going back to the Raspberry Pi. The Raspberry Pi does not come with a case. It's just a board, So you can download case designs, then customize it in Google SketchUp, and then upload it, and then print your own case. Saying you got something that you want to do. Like one thing that I really want to do, which is probably pretty scary, so it's going to be $39.99 if anybody wants one. I'm going to try to build a three-dimensional bust of myself. Kind of like the Beethoven.
He's going to make it out of Legos too, right?
I'd give him $3.
I kind of figured.
Not
I might build one for each of us and just have it here.
There goes all your paperwork.
Oh my God! I'm gonna kick his butt. Oh my God!
What a show! Let's revolve around cats.
Oh man!
Next week topics.
Next week's topic is going to be
how do we declaw a cat, right?
You know what? I'm going to take
We
that.
love Oscar.
Their
I don't know if you can see
curiosity.
it. I don't know if you can see it behind me, but you see the shelving behind me, right?
Right.
I'm going to get one of those child harnesses for Oscar, and then he's sitting over there. And,
Boing.
Yep, boing back. Yep.
Yeah, who knocked this down? And well, it wasn't any of the kids around here.
Right.
Right.
So anyhow, but 3D printing is really interesting because you can do and make a lot of different things.
And we're purchasing this when?
What, the bus?
The 3D printer first.
Well, 3D printers range between I think they're $899, and they go up to like 4,000 or 5,000 depending on how big of a model you want.
I was reading 4,000 up.
Oh no, I found a couple that were a little cheaper. They do basic.
Well, it must be basic because these here were, talking well into Etch-a-Sketch, better than Etch-a-Sketch type
Right.
things. It went right on in a lot more.
Nice.
So, but
Anyway, what
here
you got?
he paid $2,200 for it. I'm just saying, what's this one? A father. But I like I said, I read all this whole article. And the next engine scanner cost $3,000, $2,995.
Mm-hmm.
And Uprint personal 3D printer is now under $15,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it says right here. Under.
Right.
The scanner is $3,000 and the printer is $15,000. So you're talking pretty close to of $20,000 wrapped up with a computer and all that and a program
right
to do it.
Right. Well, there's several ways to do it too. Like I said, you can go to one of the online sites and upload your file, and boop, there you go. Like one of the programs I was looking at to try to make the bust of myself, because I think it was Maximum PC who had it on there, was you can take a picture from each side and a picture from the front and a picture from the back. It's like 4 pictures that you got to take, and a picture from the top probably, I'm assuming.
Didn't your mother get you a 3D bust in a puzzle?
No, I did it. I did it in art class. Big shout out to Mrs. Patty's art 7th grade art class.
I remember that
The bust of me.
bust of you sitting up on the top of the shelf of the thing and got all cobwebby, and
Yep.
I was throwing wads of paper at it and trying to knock the dust off.
Thank you. Yes.
I don't know where that went. You must have took it or it's still up there. One of the two.
No, it fell off one time when we were moving books and stuff, and it broke. But anyway, it's the same concept. But I'm talking a small little bust of each of us. So I'll take a picture from.
Oh, now we're going to have bobbleheads, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
It's going to be like mini bobbleheads, but not bobbleheads. They're going to be like, hey.
And I just posted it on Facebook. Who wants a busted flipper? Let us know.
Yeah. How
See how many responses we
How
get.
about JJ and Snide?
I'm going to like that for right now anyway.
Where did you post it?
I just posted it.
You just posted it?
Yeah.
Just posted it.
It'll-
Refresh.
it'll come up.
Okay, we'll hit refresh and see what it does.
Refresh.
Get out of here. He did. So,
So
anyway.
3D printing is going to be around for the near future, and
Yeah.
Right now
know,
sounds
it's
like a good
gonna-
investment.
well, it's coming along quite a ways, So
Make a little cash roll on the side.
what
Well,
with
you
the
could.
3D
You could.
3D bust of him?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, how about a bobblehead? That would be good. Set us all on Earth. Yeah.
Oh my God! Next thing we're gonna have is the 3-dimensional
Then what?
flipper punching bag.
Then we'll have to get the things that go pew pew, and we got ya.
Or pop pop.
Boy, this show degrades so fast, and it's all Oscar's fault.
Yeah, I know. That's
That's your
fair.
fault. He's laying on your mail. That's all right.
I know. He
So
wanted-
anyway,
he just wanted a bed.
we did that on the 3D. If you got any questions about it, give us a call at
315-220-0692.
Right.
or email us or whatever. We'll respond to the questions.
Well, that's what we really are. We're supposed to be a computer talk show, technology talk show.
Revolving around
You,
people.
yes.
Yes. Give us a call, please.
So
I'm having my morning
save-
chocolate milk. Thank you, JJ.
Yeah, save,
You're welcome.
Save Flipper. He needs to be saved. Get him a bowl of Cheerios. They're little lifesavers for him. So in case he gets one caught in his throat, he can still breathe.
Wow.
Wow. I don't even know where to go with that.
Me either.
So
Anyhow.
anyway, I got to go over to my regular, wherever I went with it. Here we go. You can go on with your subjects now. We done that.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad I got your permission.
And I'm going with sci-fi, so I can get some new stories there. In case
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't know. What do you want to do? I mean,
you're the one that said, well, we'll go with a 3D printer and we'll do that.
yeah. Well, I mean, you know, the really nice thing about the 3D printer, though, is this is where I think it's going to work really good. Is it's going to provide a way that people, regular, everyday Joe Blows who are inventors or have ideas, could possibly prototype them in this 3D printer. So, like saying if you have an idea for a part on a car, maybe instead of the fuel injector making a left turn, maybe you want it to go straight and then make a gentle bend. You're going to be able to make these parts in a 3D printer and modify your car.
How about if this isn't the start of Star Wars or Star Trek?
Oh, you mean
beam me up, Scotty?
Oh, I suppose it would be. I mean, I suppose it would be. I mean, it depends on how you look at it. I mean, you know, a 3D printer would be then basically doing what the transporter would do. But the whole point of the transporter was to
take molecules and move them.
Well, it's like the super collider, particle super collider. You know, boom, and then they explode, then they map them. Oh, hi, sorry.
Now I want to see that done on a printer. That'd be pretty cool.
Well,
the 3D bust is getting close, you know.
Yeah, it's getting darn close. But no, the whole theory behind a transporter is, I mean, they have some theories about how the transporter would work, and basically it would be some type of demolecularization, a scanner, what might you say, you know, on one end that takes and maps out every single molecule, everything at that moment in time. Puts it into the computer or into a buffer, shoots it via particle beam wherever it's got to go, okay, based on energy and whatever else, and then on the other end reassembles it correctly so that you are who you are, you know.
Well, just think if they miss a spot.
Well, I wouldn't mind if they missed my tummy a little bit. Geez, I mean, I like to lose a few pounds. Yeah.
Race right here, we're good to go.
Oh my God! Look, Flipper's a midget all of a sudden. What happened?
No.
You could build like your own six-pack of abs and attach it to yourself.
That's the problem.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
That's the
Skin
problem
color.
with Flip. He gets his hair shaved down and he's 2 inches shorter. So what's the next subject for you now that we got 3D printing out of the way?
Well, you know me in politics, I got in laws and stuff that revolve around technology. I really like to follow it because it really holds dear to my heart. You know,
And I think we touched on this subject a few shows ago.
yeah, I think it was episode 21 or 18 or something.
Right.
We were talking about how employers were asking for your Facebook password and Twitter password.
Should they or shouldn't they?
Should they or shouldn't they? And what can they get? And what information is really out there? And what should the lawmakers be doing with it? And finally, 6 months later, we now have California jumping on the.
Stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, they're stepping up to the plate. I'm pretty impressed. I've never really thought California would step up to the plate on something like this, but they did. And California bans employers from demanding workers' Facebook passwords. So they're really, I'll quote, who was it? Governor Jerry Brown. Okay, is California governor right now, right?
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't believe it's Arnie anymore.
I'll be back. I'll be here later.
I'll be here later. I'll crush you with my massive pecs. Anyway, Governor Jerry Brown.
We're funny.
Anyway, he's quoted saying California pioneered the social media revolution. These laws protect Californians from unwarranted invasions of their social media accounts. And that was his quote. And I highly agree with him. And then down a little bit later.
And I think the right to free speech on top of it.
Well, I'm not even going to go with the free speech thing. I believe in that. I think that social media or anything that you're doing out, you have a right to free speech to a certain degree.
Right.
You know, there's always that line that can be crossed, which is libel, slander, so on and so forth, that could be then illegal. And that's where a lot of people mix up the freedom of speech piece versus, something that's actually illegal.
Right.
Hi, there goes the show again. Hi, Oscar.
But you turn around with that freedom of speech,
Hey, big guy.
When you got facts to back up your freedom of speech, you have the right to speak it. You know, you're saying slander. You know what I mean? Slander is something that's fabricated, not factual.
Right.
So factual, you know what I mean? How can you slander somebody with facts?
Well, but that's the problem. Most people nowadays don't believe in real facts.
They don't get the real facts.
Right. I mean, we've discussed this many times.
Research.
Right, and get the real numbers, not this garbage of, oh, by the way, you know...
This guy printed this, and that guy printed that, but the real numbers are...
Right. So, I mean, I agree with you, but, you know, the problem here, though, is that probably 50, 60, 70, whatever the percentage is, I don't even know what the percentage might be, you know, don't really look at the real numbers. Like this issue. Most people said, well, the only people that are really complaining are the people that are heavy liberal or heavy, you know, heavy want their own nation, you know, like the Indian nations and stuff.
I want to put my name on something.
I guess, whatever, if you want to say that.
It's like I said.
You know,
all these kids coming out of college got to put their name on something, and they do all these researches, which, you know, a lot of the stuff is... you know, slanderous or liable.
Oh, right.
Not true. And they say, well, we've done this research, and this is what it's coming to, which it isn't.
Right. So back to the whole thing here with this is, you know, I still think that if you go out, it was kind of like one of our close friends that will remain nameless, who's a big guy who likes his girls and my age and big scraggly guy. I'm trying not to say his name, but you know who I'm talking about, though, right? Yeah. Okay. So anyhow,
you're gonna remain.
Yeah. So anyhow, he's big in making, you know, different comments and just reposting whatever he hears wherever. Sometimes, you know. Well, one time he posted something completely false and falsified.
That could be dangerous.
That could be very dangerous. And the whole thing comes down to, and this is where I think this is one of those pieces. If your employer has access to your Facebook account.
Or email account. Or
right. And you're on there kidding and joking around with some friends or something, or whatever the case may be.
And he gets in there and sees it.
All right. Gets in and sees it and then fires you. Okay, that's just totally wrong. I don't care who you are. That's totally wrong. That's like saying you got to have a webcam on you and a recording device so they can review everything you say, do, and whatever throughout the entire day. Right. That's wrong. Okay? So the other piece of this law that made a lot of sense as well, which is where I'm going to try to segue into my other comment, when you in fact open up your social media account, all kinds of personal information may be there. But information that, by law, no employer can, in fact, get your religious, sexual orientation, or other kinds of personal private information about thanks, Ask. Hang on. I got to move the cat so I can read. Where was I? Oh, crud. I lost where I was. Hey, look. That's great. Sexual orientation or other kinds of personal, private information are out of bounds by both state law and federal law. So it's not just simply about getting information. There are confidential, protected information that employers will be getting, and that is wrong.
Right.
So that's the basis of this whole law, and I think really that's one of the biggest proponents that I think is why I was trying to say, hey, listen, employers shouldn't have rights to your Facebook, LinkedIn, and so on and so forth.
What gets me is they find something out like that and automatically fire you. And then there's a lot of people, which here we go in politics again, do all this stuff illegally and do wrong by doing things wrong, and they stand up there and tell you, no, we didn't do it, no, we didn't do it, and then 6 months later or even 3 months later, you find out they did do it. Mm-hmm. And they don't get fired, reprimanded, or anything for it. No punishment is handed out, period.
What happens when I say I'm just venting? I'm just trying to get things off my chest. Yeah, I want
to vent.
Just want to vent.
Well, I know somebody that wants to vent, too. He comes around, yeah, I know.
Then I get in trouble at work for it.
Well, he invents it to me. How do I don't go back and tell
No,
it
but I mean, if you did it on Facebook,
Facebook.
and your employer has access to your Facebook,
or somebody brings it to their attention.
Right. So
should I be disciplined for just
venting. I mean, as long as you're not doing something illegal like slander, you're like saying here's where slander comes in, and I think this is where that freedom of speech thing gets really. Right. It's black and white, but people want to make it as gray as possible because they don't want to get in trouble for it. Okay, if you do something against me at work, okay, and I go out on my Facebook and I don't name your names, I'm just like, you know what, I can't believe some of the people at work, blah, 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 and I just go off. Okay, you're venting. Correct. You're venting. Okay, I sit down and I go, you know something? That JJ guy, he is a no good
beep 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 beep
whatever, right. And and he's embezzling.
I already said that somewhere. Here, let me repeat.
He's already he's embezzling money, and I say all his junk about him.
Embezzling money,
that might be considered a negative connotation that could or could not be truthful. Okay. Well, all of a sudden, you go and you research it, and you go after this person for being slanderous. You go after me for being slanderous because now I've defamed your character.
But I've only posted it to my Facebook, where only my friends should be able to see it.
Right.
Yeah, but our friends got other friends. That
right. So there's where the problem comes in. That's why anybody on Facebook,
third party and fourth party,
if you're venting, it's just like the girls out there. I mean, I have a lot of friends from high school and everything else. Some of those girls out there that have ex-boyfriends or ex-husbands, and they're out there saying how bad these people are, and so on and so forth. They're drug dealers, they're this, they're that, and they name them by name. That's where the point comes in. It's not that my ex-boyfriend was bleh. It's Flipper was bleh.
Well, it was like back here years ago. Well, it still is in the workplace. Third party. Sexual harassment,
which is also now third party workforce
third and fourth party, and also fifth party. It goes on and on and on.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
But I'm just saying, this is the kind of crap that goes on in the workplace.
Right, I can understand.
This party over here overheard him saying something to me. You know what I mean?
Well, I think the point of that law, or point of that piece of that law, is the same concept with this whole Facebook thing. If I really? Oh, yeah, crud. We're late?
Yeah, well, we'll go 2 more minutes.
We'll go 2 more minutes, and we'll go on at 12:30. Anybody got any questions out there? I'm up on the live stream chat right now, so you can...
we're on the phone number, too.
We got the phone number, 315-220-0692.
I got the Facebook up, so if you want to put a question there.
So we're doing everything here. We want your input. We want you guys to call. We want interaction. We want to talk about what you want to talk about. You like Facebook? You like this law? You want to talk about that? Give us a call.
Well, when we come back on the other side of break, we'll finish that subject up about this third-party sexual harassment stuff.
I think I can finish. Well, actually, I can at least give somebody to chew on something. Okay, the reason why it's second party, why you have up to second party in my mind, okay, is the fact that if you're sexually harassing JJ and I watch it, okay, I have a way to. And JJ has a way to not do it himself. It's basically that third party now has the power to say, oh, my God, I just watched Snide go up and grab JJ right by the hoo-hoos.
The whole thing of it is JJ, if he didn't like what I did, should be telling me at the first. And if I don't stop it, then it can become,
I agree. I agree with that.
This is what's happening is in the workplace is that it's not confronted to the person that's doing it. It's gone around, and all of a sudden it comes back from the supervisor down to the person that said it.
And
which is the same problem with this.
And common sense should take the place here a little bit, too. That you should just do it.
Right. I mean, yeah. Okay. So, and if it's unwarranted and somebody says stop, you better stop. I mean, end of story. But if that other person now takes it further and further and further, and you're like, okay, I'm stopped. I don't want nothing to do with you. It's all good, It's break time. Okay, great.
Yeah. Like I said.
Oh, my God, I'm so upset now. No. Anyway, you're listening to Tech Talk Live. I'm Flipper.
I'm Snide.
And I'm JJ.
I love how you do that. I'm Snide.
We'll be back after these brief commercial messages.
Better be a Flipper.
Sights to see on the internet, but for everything local, there's one place you can get it at fingerlicks1.com.
www.fingerlakes1.com.
You're listening to Free Music by Dano. Download free MP3s at danosongs.com.
Back with Tech Talk Live.
Yeah, baby.
I'm Flipper.
I'm Snide.
I'm JJ.
I love it.
That's sexual harassment. You shouldn't be allowed to say that.
We're such retards. I love it. This is great. Anyway, so for Tech Talk Live,
What do you mean retard?
I don't know.
I'm tired anyway.
I know, right? Anyhow,
that's retired, isn't it?
Retired. I'm retired. RYTIERD.
And he's back.
And he's Oscar's
back.
sitting right here. He's just waiting to get back up here.
We are a technology talk show that revolves around you people.
Absolutely.
And your computer questions.
Right.
Or technology, whatever we're talking about. We like your comment on it.
Yeah.
Give us a call at
315-220-0692.
between the hours of
11 and 12 Eastern Time, Saturday mornings.
right on.
Or you can reach out to us at email at techtalklive@gmail.com as well.
And yeah, that can come in anytime, and we can try to answer your question during the week.
And
Reach out to us on Facebook, too.
And if you don't like us there, you can,
Like us on Facebook.
if you don't like us there, tweet us.
Tweet us. I haven't gotten Twitter to work quite right yet. I can post everything out. I can't seem to get anything back. So
Nobody's posted anything
So you
back.
have somebody reply back to us first.
Probably.
So anyway, we're getting back to what now?
Okay, so the original topic was
California.
California bans or makes it illegal for employers to demand workers' Facebook passwords. And that was the topic. And, we kind of took it full circle into some other pieces of this.
Threw other things in.
Yeah, and I'm totally in agreement with the idea that employers really shouldn't have rights to your personal... I mean, it would, like I said, it would be like giving them your Facebook password would be like giving...
Are you using Facebook or any of that stuff at your job site desk?
Well, that would be the question. I mean, like our day employer, my day employer...
And my day employer.
And my nighttime work.
Is it? Okay. Don't allow access to that site for personal use, per se.
And we're back.
Look at him. He is just like, I want Lovin's now.
But it depends on whether I crack your code or not.
Right. Right. I suppose that's true. But the point is that, if it's not allowed by the employer, then, how can the employer have
bubblehead?
Yeah, but what if I'm out on break on my cell phone, on my smartphone?
And you're smarting things?
And I'm smarting things on the Facebook.
Right.
Through my smartphone.
Well, technically, I suppose it would depend on whether it's a paid break or a non-paid break.
My time,
well,
right?
That's...
Well, I suppose if you look at it that way, but it depends on what employer it is. Depends on whether it's that 15 minutes is paid break.
Is a paid break.
If it's your actual time, or they're just saying you have time to go to the bathroom,
Right.
I mean,
I get 15 minutes. What do I get to do with my 15 minutes?
Right.
Can they deny you any time to go to the bathroom?
No.
Not really.
Not really. Not unless they want to puddle and have to clean it up.
Well, not only that, but it's the smell when accidents happen.
But anyway, so bringing this back to the thing, I think really what it comes down to is I don't think anyhow, if this is a personal communication tool, so that, say, we can talk, right? And we're all family, per se, right? So you talk to me, I talk to JJ talks to you, and we're all having problems at work, okay? And we just vent to each other on there. Now, all of a sudden, JJ's work has access to his Facebook. Now you can say my post for my work and your post for your work. Find out whether you're gay or not, and whether you're sexually harassing some girl at work, and then... it turns into a mess.
What do you mean gay? I just got released by the doctors that I could chase women.
Wow.
It was just for example. It really was.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, my God. Okay. So, back
to you chasing JJ.
All right.
Here I come, JJ.
Back to you,
Help me,
Walter
please.
Cronkite. Anyhow.
Help. Crank right.
Right. So I guess the thing comes down to is where does things stop? And I think California finally drew the line in the sand where it's supposed to stop.
Actually, maybe we can get an employer to call us. And
Yeah.
that'd be great.
That
let
would
us
be
know
nice.
their feelings.
Oh my.
Next week on the show, if it gets out to California.
Right. Absolutely. That would be wonderful. I would love to get
anybody
somebody
local or anybody local give us a call.
Heck, I'd love
What
to
are
get
your
Jerry.
feelings on
I'd
it?
love to get Jerry Brown on.
Yeah, me too.
Governor
Arnie would
Jerry
be all
Brown.
right.
That would be great. I think that'd be fun. It'd be a fun discussion to see where they end up. I really, like I said, and we were talking about, the whole sexual harassment thing and third party, fourth party, blah, 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 blah. I think up to second party is okay. Anything past that, I think it's kind of weird.
Well, it gets touch and go, but it's like I
very
said,
touch and go.
It was third party that happened to me.
I know, wasn't that a good joke?
That
You
was.
didn't even get it.
I got it.
Third party.
Third party, it's touch and go.
It's my party, and I'll cry if I want to. Yeah.
So I really would urge all states in the union or the federal government to come up with a law like this banning that kind of.
No, it shouldn't be up to the federal. It should be the state individually, but they should all mold it around the one.
Why wouldn't it be a federal? Why wouldn't you think it would be a federal?
Here we go. We've got to make more federal laws. Federal laws. Wait a minute.
No. Back up. Okay. I understand your concept of why you don't think it should be a federal law.
We have enough federal laws?
New York State's got their own home rule state law. They're
Yeah,
just
I
going to come
know.
up with their own. matter
Well, I
what,
understand that. They would come up with their own, but I'm just
Home
saying
rules.
this would be one of those things that I think. See, now this is where I'm thinking this is going in. Okay, if this is something that should be, depending on how what your scope is. Here's what I'm thinking: if your scope is to have this type of regulation across all employers, like the federal minimum wage, it's nothing to add that in and say, okay, employers are not allowed to get your Facebook password. Okay,
with the minimum wage,
right? It makes it easier. That way, the states don't have to go through all the rigmarole of doing that. But of course, then you would have states like New York who think that they're all high and mighty.
Right. Yeah, and they write laws that supersede the laws of the federal government, and what good is that?
Right. So
this is the way the things are written.
Right.
Is the law state if state law says if it supersedes and it's better for, then the states can write a law that supersedes that federal law.
Right, absolutely.
So most of the basic laws in the federal government are drawn on a
general level,
generalization level. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of gray areas. True.
Right.
But
this is really a really nice generalization. You shouldn't have, as an employer, access to people's personal information, whether it's on Facebook, MySpace, any type of social media.
Or at home or anywhere else.
I mean, what would it stop them if they come up with a health portal? What if they come up with a health portal? What would then stop any of these businesses, health insurance, and employers from asking for your password for your health portal information?
Now.
Well, geez, Flipper's got some type of weird growth on his leg. Oh, we got to fire him before he costs us too much money. Right.
Dropped his insurance policy.
That was a wart, wasn't it? It fell off your nose and
I did. Oh, boy. Oh, my God. Somebody save me. Call us. Just call us. Get us on a different topic. Anyway.
Well, I got one here.
I'll get on a different topic.
How about AI? AI for gamers.
AI.
Yeah, AI for gamers. The gamer bots.
And artificial intelligence, okay?
Right.
All right, go ahead.
The gamer bots convince judges they are more human than humans.
I don't believe that.
The first ever winners in the bot prize, a contest designed to design a gamer bot that can fool opponents into thinking it's a human player.
Really?
Yeah, I can go on with more with it, but I just thought
I would like to play a game against that AI and see if it's really
it says
human.
read the full story, and I got to click on it and read the full story, right?
Well, isn't that like the chess computer? Would it be same along the
same
lines,
thought process? Yeah, but
but
like with the chess simulators, the AI for the chess simulators were, it was a here's all the possible moves. I mean, they basically figured out a database for all the possible moves. And it said, well, these are common moves for level 1, these are common moves for level 2, and this is common level moves for a master. Okay, so as you as a human, what?
Go ahead.
As you as a human, would play the chess game, you played on 0 or 1, and it'd be pretty easy to beat because, it was the same level. As you got better, then you went to level 2. It wasn't dynamic AI like what I think Snide's getting at, is that they're actually putting in algorithms to try to adaptively
overcome
the "I'm a computer, I'm better than you" thought process.
The game bots were video gamed characters controlled by artificial intelligent algorithms or
algorithms.
Al Gore.
Al Gore.
That I was waiting for Al Gore to come up with. Hey, I made that.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm just saying, here, that's what you were saying, and I just read the article here on a one-liner. So, they're doing that. So,
well, I know that they put some things in recently into some of the more recent games, like Modern Warfare 3, and I guess Black Ops 2 is coming out soon. And Black Ops 2 is supposed to have some of this more human AI, where they make mistakes, but they have more of a brain thought process. Like one of the biggest complaints that we have about like Modern Warfare 3 is the computer on Veteran has no concern about their life or their character on screen, and they just charge in and they'll kill you, before you even get a chance, and if it's like 5 computer guys against all of a sudden you're swamped and you got to be like Superman in order to get through it.
Right.
Well, it's like this artificial intelligence about the arm that was put on this guy that lost his hand down there in Florida or wherever it was with the alligator.
We did that in like episode 18 or something, I think.
And like I said, the AI in that, he can be gentle enough to pick up a styrofoam cup
Without crushing it.
Because it's reading whatever is in his arm.
Impulses, yep.
So that would make it artificial intelligence, right? That's reading something here.
I was supposed
Which
to
is
more
controlling
censored, yeah.
But he's also got enough power that he could crush, something like a good strong cup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Crush it like it's nothing.
Right.
So
Well, that's the scary part about bionics. But back to the AI thing. Back to the AI thing. I think is really what's coming down the pike with this, and where it's really hitting home is that the computers now are starting to think more human wise. They're and
Are they throwing a little emotion in it? Is that what you're trying to say?
yeah.
They're starting to get algorithms that actually make it so like the computers actually have like saying if you're playing Modern Warfare 3, it's a shoot 'em up, right?
They have concerns.
Like Arnie Schwarzenegger in a Terminator. This eye works as a human, and this eye works as a red light, whatever it is, camera.
He was all cyborg, dude.
He's a cyborg,
right? But my point is like I think a lot of people are getting the fear factor in this is that the AI is getting smart enough to put the emotion in.
Right.
What happens when you start having cyborgs that can actually fool humans into thinking they're human?
Well, it was like, what was it, Osmo or whatever, could only walk on the floor. Now all of a sudden, now he can climb the stairs and go down the stairs and all this other with...
Robotic guy, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Osmos or whatever his name was.
I can't remember.
Was that one from Japan or something?
Yeah.
And the artificial intelligence in that, to be able to keep his balance going down the stairs.
Right.
Or even up them,
So I think that's really the question is is it a fear factor for people? Sure, I'd be fearful, but at the same time, I mean, I'd probably be pretty excited about it because we'd be able to have amazing, intelligent doctors and amazing, intelligent engineers, and
It's going to be programs that's going to benefit the human population.
Yeah.
Really.
at some point, yes,
Right. Now I got to...
But it could also be detrimental. That's the other
It
problem.
would be, right.
Now I got to make the shout out to Donna. Fred, watch out. We're getting artificial intelligence for you.
That's
we love
probably
our shout-outs.
there probably isn't that far off as the fact that we'd be able to reprogram our brains.
Some people would like to reprogram some people's brains.
Well, think about
like
it.
You and mine.
Look at the stem cell research they're doing. That might be possible down the road. Really.
Right. Well, actually, I'm thinking more of the sensors. They got those brain scanners so they can see what you're kind of get. They can get some imagery.
Oh, here we go back with the password.
The privacy. Yeah, the privacy thing. Yeah, I'm big on that. So, but I'm just saying they were doing this thing where they put some pads all over your, electrosensitive pads all over your head, and then you think of something and you keep trying to draw this image in your mind, and it'll mind map up on screen an image, but it's not quite the image you were thinking of. But it draws like color. Yeah, so you see, whoops, where are we going with this, right?
Then we're going to 3D print it.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
On top of it.
3D print it.
After we master our imagery.
Oh my
That
God,
we save and have it printed.
Oh my God, no! I can
you
just
imagine?
see,
But I
I can just see what Snide would be imaging. Oh my God, Snide, what is that? Well, I was thinking about glasses, but they turned into headlights.
I was thinking about 21-year-old, but it ended up to be Grandma being 80.
He went there.
And if he's thinking about that, I'm sorry.
But anyway, AI, artificial intelligence, it's getting to be something else. And
Give us a
whether
call,
it's- I'm wondering
315-220-0692.
whether it's the advancement of the education today, or is it the advancement of computerized technology or technology as we know it today?
What do you mean? Why we're getting AI and stuff?
AI and stuff,
I think we just got the graduates are coming up. They're learning more and more every day with the new intelligence, and then they're applying something else to it, and it's
Right.
getting better.
Well, maybe not necessarily all the students, because I mean I've seen
Not
some
all
of the
students,
students.
but I'm just
I
saying.
know some of the smart ones. Holy cow!
Right.
Yes. Well, it's like heating and cooling. It's just like HVAC. It applies to education as well. Okay, if you continue to build on the building blocks and continue to push a little harder, okay,
Right.
which I know this, you're going to be mad when I say this, it's a liberal thought process. Education, but it's HVAC. So, like in your car, you take the current air that's in there and you cool it. Then it comes out a little cooler. Then it goes and recycles, and you cool that cool air a little cooler. So eventually you have a frosty car, right? It's nice and air conditioned.
You're an ice cube.
Right, or you're an ice cube, okay? So education works kind of the same way. If we already figured out this stuff and it's working,
Right.
this building block, and all of a sudden now we teach that building block at a younger age,
Now we're going to
reapply some new technology,
technology.
and people are getting innovative with it.
Correct.
Oh, now we're building on that HVAC.
now we got
thought
another
process.
block.
Right. Now go
Built.
back and take this block and reteach it to these people coming
Right.
up. And it goes.
And hence we have Facebook. No, just kidding. Sorry.
That's true. That's true.
It's true.
I don't know. I was just going to read a couple of apps that I can't live without because I really think a lot of people really could use these for their Windows
Yeah.
PCs. A few of the apps that I was looking at, and most of them are free. The ARS Clip 3.1.3 is free. You can go get it from downloads.com or check out PC Mag. They have it right on their site. It's a free utility that is powerful, and it extends your clipboard so that you can store multiple cuts or copies from your computer. So, like, you know how you copy and paste something from here to there, or your photos or whatever?
Right.
Saying you need to copy and paste this photo into several emails. You can use this ARS Clip, and it will store multiple clipboard items in there, and you can retrieve those at any time. So that's a really neat program. Of course, Audacity, which is what we use to record the audio for this show.
Right. Who has the audacity?
We do. We
Very
do,
good.
baby. Tech Talk
All right.
Live right here. We got the Audacity. Give me a little love, brother.
Knuckles.
Yeah, Knuckles. Anyway, and then AutoRuns 9 is a really neat program, too. AutoRuns 9 reveals every single program and process that launches automatically on your computer. It's especially useful for detecting malware and any malicious software. So that's really neat.
Very nice.
And I got two more that I was really hot on. And if I can flip the page here, evidently.
Flip the page, Flip.
Flip the page, flip. There we go,
Right.
flipping the page. Let's see, where is it? Process Explorer from Microsoft. It was an individually designed program from Microsoft that now has just been a freeware utility. Process Explorer takes Task Manager and beefs it up on steroids. You can actually take this little target icon, click on it, it's a tool, and then you just click or cover whatever you think is running weird, and it'll show you all the processes in Task Manager, what are running that controls that thing on screen. So that's really neat for finding something that's sucking a lot of CPU usage or whatever. Nice. You're like, oh, my computer's running so damn slow, right, Snide?
Well, a lot of times it comes up and it says your CPU usage is real high. I get a little
Right icon.
Down
right
corner.
Right, and then the last one, but not the least one. Well, actually, the last two, because I really wanted to do this one for Ron too. Ronnie, Facebook does, and said he wanted to know how to hack computers and stuff,
Yeah.
and kind of funny thing. He's always kidding, joking around. I love him. He's great.
Well, wait until I start hacking his computer.
I
You'll
know,
find
right?
out.
Right?
You got to find him first. I don't think it's existent anymore.
He doesn't hide behind cloud.
Oh, he doesn't? Okay.
he doesn't.
Or in the clouds.
Right.
In
Which
the
one is
cloud,
it?
whatever.
I think some days I think he is in the clouds because I think it's great. He comes up with some of the wildest concepts. It's great. Anyway, VLC Media Player. We use that here for the studio to replay our video files so we can see how the quality is. It's a free one, and you can do everything from playing most video and audio formats, as well as you can record and stream audio and video. What?
Well, I just thought maybe you wanted this here to replay it that Halloween or something.
That's scary. Maybe I'll take a picture of that, and then we'll put it up on the Facebook.
Right.
All right, and then just for Ronnie, one of the biggest and free packet sniffers, basically, is called Wireshark 1.2.6, and it's a wonderfully free but very complex packet sniffer for your network. So if you're thinking something's going on your network, you can go check out and see what the packets look like.
Nice.
Something stinks in here.
And since it's about 11:56, just one quick note that my little post there on Facebook about who wants to bust a flipper.
Yeah.
So far, we got 19 people who viewed it, and only one wants a bust so far.
Who wants a bust?
Aaron E. from Waterloo.
Ah, yes. Good. I might make that one for free for her.
Actually, she liked it anyway.
3D.
So. I see you're
bust.
1 in 19, so.
But I'm saying we could.
I think we should do a 3D bust of all three of us.
I think-
and make them bobbleheads.
I think we're going to get bobbleheads like the three. What is it? The Pep Boys.
Oh, there,
Right,
yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
Bobbleheads.
There you go.
Anyway, you've been listening and watching Tech Talk Live.
On fingerlakes1.tv.
Check us out next week.
315-220-0692. And next week is going to be about what?
I have no idea.
Oh, neither do I.
How about you, JJ?
Well, check it out on Facebook, and we'll throw our topics up there. Days in
Absolutely.
advance, hopefully.
So we're on every Saturday morning, 11 to 12. Did we already do the out? Yeah, I'm Flipper. You're Snide.
No, we didn't. We
No,
didn't do
I don't
it.
think we ever did
thought
that.
you were
All
gonna
right,
start
I'm
the music.
Flipper.
I'm Stein.
And I'm JJ.
And we're out of here. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to your technology talk show. Tune in next time to Tech Talk Live.